Conjure is a music project I started without a specific focus other than creating the space in my life to make music again. When I was young, I played every day. I wrote songs every day. My guitar was an extension of myself. It was ingrained in my identity and in my social life. It was my passion. You get older and the pressure catches up to you. Family, society tells you, get a job. You can't be poor without stability forever. Sleeping on friends' couches and having a tent in the woods just isn't enough. Under capitalism and colonization, many people are forced into that level of poverty with no options. And while acknowledging this is not a choice everyone has, I wanted to create for myself the possibility of being able to pay rent. Not with a corporate job, which wasn't even an option, being a recent felon with nothing but minimum wage labor history. But instead, I wanted to try to work in the music industry. I started throwing shows in Olympia, Washington. I started a small record label. Little by little, things fell into place, and 18 years later I look back and I have a career as a booking agent, an artist manager, and a label manager. But somehow I lost myself in that process. Little by little I made less and less music, made less and less time, and told myself that paying rent and having food was simply more important. I built careers for other musicians instead of myself. And as everyone knows, money is not happiness. I felt defeated, like I had in a lot of ways lost at life. I just wanted to be in the studio writing songs, recording music, experimenting, communicating my anguish and my hurt through sound. And so Conjure was born. At first, there wasn't a clear direction. Bits of influences were finding their way into the music, a bit of this, a bit of that. But over time, I started to feel more specific in what I wanted to communicate. My life as a queer person, as a felon, as an outsider, as a foreigner, as someone who never really fit in anywhere. I wanted to process those feelings through my music. I wanted it to be cathartic and, in essence, reach other people in a cathartic way. As I stepped more into that emotional space, exploring what it meant to feel alone and misunderstood, the music inherently became darker. Songs emerged with a similar palette, and that was the beginning of my new release. I Can See the Church Burning Through the Binoculars is really about repression, about identity, about alienation, about never feeling comfortable being who I am. I forced myself out on a limb, started singing after a lifetime of telling myself my voice isn't good enough. I incorporated guitar back into the music. I allowed the sound to go deeper, darker, more intense. Regardless of what other people were going to think, I committed to the catharsis and to processing being depressed, being suicidal, being hopeless. In the end, Conjure is music to listen to while sitting in the dark and imagining the downfall. Music about the hopelessness and the hurt that we feel. Conjure is music to survive this world to.